Hello, it's Helen Godden here, and I've just returned from a 3-week trip to Canada teaching my art, and then had to go into isolation for 14 days. So this is what has come out of my 14-day isolation in reflection on my trip in Canada. So I managed to buy one of those Creative Memories albums for like $2 at an op shop. I am a huge op shop, thrift shop person. Here we go. So I started collecting things. Let me just check the screenshot. Oh, it's beautiful. And please ignore the lack of, or half the fingernails, because that's what being isolated means. No fingernails get done. So I started to collect things. I did collect a book that already had some amazing graphics in it. So some of these things I've actually used straight from the book, but then I've added things to it. So I ripped up another book. These are off my tickets. This was a 50% off at a thrift shop. There was the menu out of the hotel room. I found a book also that had lots of vintage photos in it, so they're not real, they're copies. Tim Hortons is like the Starbucks of Canada. Love this postcard here. It's a real vintage one, that one. Then I met a girl with her artwork, a girl called Melissa Peacock, and I bought some of her artwork. And so this will appear many times in the book. When I've got home, I've added lots of little stickers as well. Again, this is this girl's artwork. Then I made a little tag. The hotels all have doilies, so I collected those from the hotel rooms. Okay. This was the artwork from this young lady as well. This was a beer coaster. I really liked this ticket because it says 1A. Not often you get that. From Los Angeles to Vancouver, seat 1A. Yay! Yeah, could be one of my last flights. But anyway, and this was the napkin off one of the cheaper flights. Because your journey deserves great taste. Need some glue. Okay. This was a piece of the artwork from this young girl, Melissa, for like in a colouring in book. So I coloured it in. This is her cityscape, crystallised cityscape. Another piece of her artwork. That's the one that I really fell in love with. Just love the colours, love the raven. There's a moon there, so I put the moon here. As you can see, for each spread, I try and do a double page spread so that there's some consistency across. So trying to bring colours together. So this has got the stripy business and the pale. And this is her little business card. And this was the pocket from United Airlines that had the salt and pepper in it. She gave me all the artwork wrapped up in a bundle in this gingham bag. So I love the way it looked like an old-fashioned American or Canadian diner. So I made this page look like a diner. This pizza menu kept being slid underneath my hotel door. Because we weren't meant to go out to eat. We were meant to stay in the hotel to eat. So when we had English breakfast tea. And I had the best day ever visiting 6 op shops or thrift shops in one day in the outskirts of Vancouver. Got to be happy about that. Again, this is the artwork from that young girl. I said to her, what is with the crab and the donut? And she said she saw a crab trying to eat a small piece of pink donut one day down at the beach. And so she decided to make, this is what the crab would be dreaming of, a huge donut. So again, these vintage pictures, they're really nice. I found this straw. It's got little flamingos on it. So I liked the way these colours all came together with the pink and the turquoise kind of colour. This was a card that I bought that I've added some extra doodling to. Found the flamingo, perfect colours. So then I found this little fella. And this was the, please don't disturb sign from the hotel room. I just cut off that top bit. And that just slots in there. And I've got some world stickers as well. The people I was then working for wrote me a beautiful card, and it came in this lovely coloured envelope. So I decided to make this page all about that colour. Went to an antique mall and got that. More doilies from the hotel rooms. I bought a second-hand calendar, and this was one of the pages. It's Madonna and Child, but I just loved the colours. Went to this antique mall, went to the art gallery in Alberta, and there was a Rembrandt exhibition, so I popped that in there. Went to this amazing shop in Edmonton that is the Reuse Centre, where you buy stuff that op shops and thrift shops find not of any money value to them. So there's stuff that people still might like to use for art and craft, or teachers might like to use in the classroom, but they don't really have any value at the thrift shop. So this was a kid's colouring in book, a very old one, in that awful brown old paper that this kiddie had coloured in, and it was an Eskimo. So I thought, well, you know, I'm in Canada, canoe, all that stuff. And this was a picture from the brochure at the art gallery. And then this background picture was a very old map. You can see how it's really muted in colours, so I've used that quite a few times. And then over here, that was a little card. I picked up a pack of pretend Canadian money. Another little pocket just there. This was the room key, you know, pocket at the hotel. Oh, and that says Troy, because that was the little fella who did the colouring in here. He signed his name Troy. How cute. So that pops in there. And then from this calendar that I picked up, these lovely bright colours. And I had these other little stickers here. And I bought these, you know, classic little pack of scrapbooking stuff, and made in China. And so they just use random text, right, to add to the detail. Well, this talks about, I've got arthritis. She loves me, but she won't buy it for me because she's got arthritis. That's what it says in those words. Like, it shows you how sometimes these companies will just print text because it looks cool, but they don't actually know what they've written. Okay, this was the top of a pack of, you know, Pringles, but because it's in Canada, it's got the French as well. And there's a little flap there. Here we go, tea bags, and went to a cool antique shop that had this sort of double business here. Pops that in there, and went to McDonald's. Random goat, got to have a random mountain goat. So here's the information about that, the Reuse Centre, where you buy everything by the pound. It was pretty cool. And then I managed to get this at the at an antiques market for a whole $1. I've never seen a golden book so small, and it is so cute. Little Squirrel Santa Claus. Look at it. 1949. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is just the cutest thing ever. And look, it belonged to Shelley. Shelley Woolgram. Before her, it belonged to Kenny. Have you ever seen anything quite so cute as that? So, and I liked the way the Macca's or McDonald's fries has that stripe, so I chose this stripy card to go in it, and then that all goes in there. Now this was just paper, so I've reinforced that with a piece of cardboard just behind those bits there to make that nice and strong. Just going to check the camera. Okie dokies. Here we go. I just love the randomness of this. This was beautiful. I love this red coloured here. And something about the sweet is here. Little coyote, because I did actually see a coyote. And then it just seemed to match this page here. So I put that all together with a little bit of information about where I travelled. Again, one of those pockets with the arthritis. And so I'll just use them, yeah, as that. There we go. Some of the people that I worked for. A little bit of rick-rack. I do love my birds, as you can see. There we go. Now, this is out of the calendar again. This is the loon, which is a Canadian duck, and this is their blue jay. Now, what I love about this page is that I've been able to pick up on the black and white and repeat it here. The red is also a theme going through it. And we've got the birds, which I love birds, and we've got a really high contrast in scale, right? The birds are enormous compared to the woman's face. You know, everything's out of scale, and that's what I think makes it interesting if we're looking at a, you know, critiquing kind of view. Here's some map that I picked up. Now, can you see I've done this shadowing business? Okay, look at the difference that makes to add that shadowing, and that's with a Stabilo pencil. Okay, I haven't done it there. Look how flat that looks. Can you see the difference? Okay, flip that over. Oh, that's one of the places that I taught. Picked up this card with the Canadian, and it's pink. Duck, love ducks. Another one of this girl's artwork. And I picked up this tape measure too, and I just loved the dark salmon pink colour. And then you've got this random car, okay? Now, what's really cool about that is that it's coming in at a weird angle, which sort of gives the whole page depth. So you've got all these contradictions of scale, depth, layers, plus the shadowing. That's I think what makes for an interesting layout. So have a go with your with a black Stabilo pencil or a black watercolor, and just see what happens. It makes such a huge difference to the layout. This was this old map I got. I love these, if you can see kind of these compass red things on there. So I've written some journaling for myself there. I'm not much of a journaler, but this trip, having to basically evacuate Canada in a bit of a hurry, became quite dramatic. So I got one of the last flights out of Canada before those airlines were shut down, etc. So yeah, so some bags because I travelled. Some more artwork I picked up along the way. Another piece of this old map, the cover, and this girl's colouring in page. So I put the two together. I love the way this picked up on that colouring in here. In fact, he's got like stripes on his little life jacket, picks up on here. So I've added all this kind of whiteness and bits and pieces and the dots here. It makes a difference. This is a real piece of, you know, film, whatever you call that stuff. Showing my age. Again, I like the little bit of French on there, and the fact that's too big. I like that. So you can see I'm not about neatness. I'm about the colours and the design and the feel and the whatever. So, you know, this bird helps your eye come in, plus the angle of that to bring you down and around the whole thing. Now this page, I picked up this gorgeous picture of an old barn, which apparently is very classic Canadian or American kind of looking barn. And then I picked up this little playing card here with this little image on it, and it just looked to me like Anne of Green Gables. And I've just watched that whole thing on Netflix, the Anne with an E, and learnt that it's all based in Canada. So I loved making this page look quite aged. I've used this wood grain sticker that I have, and this looks like Anne of Green Gables' adopted parents. Okay, just kept it all really vintage. These cards I picked up, I've got a few left. Look at the soft colouring of that. So we just don't get that soft colouring anymore. And I picked up a little cigarette card here and a random onion because that's important. And I put a little French word there because, of course, where she lived in Canada was the French speaking side. Another one of those old photos, looks really cool. Picked up a whole brochure of ducks and geese. Yeah, so this is all about ducks. Made a little pocket here, popped in some extra cool cards I picked up. Look at these old photos I got. I hope the camera's seeing those. Look how grumpy she is. Gorgeous, huh? 1943, look at that. Okay, so pop those in there. Ducks, D for ducks. Gordon love a duck, just lots of ducks. I like ducks. Picked up this little doily. I thought it would make a nice little pocket, which it has. Okay, a bit of information on there. This was a nice card I received from a student I was teaching. And while I was away, my daughter got into lino cuts, and so this is something she's done, and she let me have this page because the pink was going to go with this page. But this, I hope the camera can see this one. Let me see if I can pick the book up. This is the cutest photo ever, and it says on the back, "Yours truly and Graham, taken recently, November 1946. Graham doesn't look so sure of himself, does he?" Isn't that awesome? That is a classic photo. Little sandals. Oh, I hope you can see it in the camera. And another one of those designs by this artist, Melissa Peacock, that I met. Just pops in there. Oh, there was something here. Yeah, a little something in there. And this was one of those coasters. Okay, so then that tape measure gets repeated. You just got to repeat things a few times so that it's not, well, if you're trying to make a whole album, you want some things to repeat. This was a page in this book that was completely already done. I just loved the sentiment of this. It talks about sometimes I just want to slosh around in my art making, and that's exactly how I feel. I just like to slosh around in it. This bit of tape measure was good because the 18th of March is when I decided that's it. I have to leave 5 days early and escaped. So this is all about me leaving Canada. This is actually a real bridge match, you know, score sheet that I found at this secondhand shop. In here I have preserved the ticket that actually got me home. This is the very special ticket that I got that managed to avoid going through LA, which was the really important thing I wanted to do at that time. So I've written on here a few little anecdotes about coming home and how grateful I am, because that phrase has never meant so much to me. You know, we say it all the time. It is really good to be home, I can tell you. So a few little pop-ups here, little pockets. As I came home, my Qantas frequent flyer card actually expired. Don't think I'll be doing much frequent flying for a while. I put these dots on here, and now I've converted them to little coronavirus circles. And by chance, I have this woman with a magnifying glass and this with a microscope. So we're looking at viruses and things here. And a random puffin, because you need a random puffin in your life. And this was 2 pages out of this beautiful calendar that I picked up, that the colouring just went together so well. And it kind of sums up Canada, the big outdoors, and then the native people influence there. Random dog, because I love the change in scale and the change in art style. And I picked up these weird gold things. And then some more playing cards and a little F out of a book, and that's Farewell Canada. And this is a picture of the Great Wave, one of those stickers, and it's kind of, that's what's happening to the world, is this great blooming tsunami is crashing down on all of us. So there we go. It says Canada 2020. And so I've left Canada and I'm home safely. So this is my journal, my scrapbook, my episode and trip to Canada. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be doing more. I love that. Don't you just love just looking at it? I do. Anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. See you real soon. Bye-bye.